Good morning, and today was Monday, but this is going to be one of the worst jobs I've got to do, and it's a job that I've been putting off for some time. I've got to go through and sand every wall in this room. It's dusty work, which is why I'm wearing or got a mask around my neck. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get as much footage as I can of it. It's probably going to get really dusty, so I don't know how much you'll be able to see. If you can't, then I'll try and put it on time lapse, and that way, you know, it shouldn't be as bad. If not, I should be the morning doing this, and then this afternoon we'll be looking, or certainly after lunch we'll be looking at doing the mist coats in here. So yeah, let's see how it goes, and we'll come back and see how we can get about it. Okay. Welcome back to Home Renovations TV. As you can see, this room is getting dustier and dustier. I've only got a little bit left to do, which are all the ceilings and this wall here, where the skylight is. So it's getting too dusty for the camera. So what I'm going to do is take you out, and then I'll bring you back in a little later. Okay? Well, down there. Well, that took longer than I thought to do. I still haven't finished with the sanding. We've done all the walls, ceilings and the beams. I'm now moving on to the floor. Originally I wasn't going to do the floor until a bit later on. Zoe said she'd like to get the first sanding out of the way before we put any paint on the wall. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm sorry that these are just a bit more updates rather than how tips and so on. But yeah, hopefully fairly soon we'll be getting into some more interesting things. But what I'm doing at the moment is just going around scraping off any of the plaster that dropped onto the floor and any lumps, and then we'll be going through with a belt sander. And it won't be one of those big posh belt sanders, unfortunately. I'm going to be on my hands and knees doing it. So yeah, I might well try and get some time lapse of that. I don't know if I can. Again, it depends on the dust. I think I might well put you on. I'm sorry it's a lot of time lapses today, but that's the nature of the game, I'm afraid, especially today. But hopefully I'll have had all the worst of the dusty stuff out of the way today. I've got a small wall here over here to finish plastering, but that won't take too long. And we've been noticing that with the make good, you seem to drop a heck of a lot more than you do when you're working with jigsaw. I'm afraid it's just going to be scraping and hoovering and that sort of thing in a minute. So I'm just going to put you on time lapse. Hopefully I've got you in one of the better places, and I'm going to get through and scrape all this lot. So yeah. Renovations TV. Sorry, I do probably come across as being a bit I've just spent most of the afternoon on my hands and knees and most of yesterday. Yesterday was, in my opinion, a total waste of time. I started out with an 80 grit paper on the belt. Don't get me wrong, the 80 grit seems to fit the machine a lot better than what I was using this afternoon. But you can tell there's a huge difference between the 40 and the 60 grit. Let me just backtrack a moment. I've never sanded a floor before. I've never attempted to finish a floor. So in essence, I actually don't know what I'm doing. This is very much trial and error. And I think that is the way that I want to run this channel. And that's why I say that what I give you are tips, they're not tutorials. Because there's a lot of jobs that we're doing that neither me or Zoe have ever done before. And we don't actually know quite what we're doing, but
we're willing to give it a go.
We're willing to give it a go and do it by trial and error.
And if we get it wrong, we get it wrong.
And then we start again and do it again. For example, this roof that's on this house, Zoe and I built this together. We, with the help of Zoe's father, put these two beams here up. And I actually damaged my foot doing that. And yes, I was wearing steel toe caps, but where it landed when it slipped out of my hands, it didn't land where the steel toe cap was, as is always the case. But anyway, I redid the timber on this roof twice, and I still didn't get it perfect. But I didn't give up. It took us 3 years to build the dormer, put the roof on, tile it, etc. And maybe later on I'll put the camera out of one of the skylights to actually show you the type of tile that we've put on. But anyway, back to this floor. I tried it with the 80 grit, and last night when I finished it, I thought, wow, it really looks good. It really does look good. I mean, if you look at where we started, which is here, then look at what I'm sat on and just in front of my feet. You know, that's done with the 80 grit. And then if you look here at this was done with the 40 grit. And you'll have seen from the time lapse, I actually hoovered both halves, swept and hoovered, because I wanted to give you a true comparison. Yes, you know, feeling this, I'm still going to have to go over it with the 80 grit, the 60, the 80 and the 120. What are my gripes? I think I don't have too many gripes, but my expectations of what this might look like isn't what it looks like. I was expecting this to come up once sanded, like the floor in the living room that you saw me, you know, finish laying. But Zoe seems to think that, or I think you do, that this is actually better looking than the floor downstairs in terms of colour, etc. I mean, there is some real character in this. And no, I'm not just going to be putting a varnish on. I am actually going to, you know, stain it and try and get an even colour, because we don't want an orange floor, and that's what we'll end up getting if we just, you know, seal this and stain it. What am I going to do with the gaps in between them? I think we'll explore that in another video, and we'll talk about the gaps, the stain and the end finish in that video when we actually come to finish the floor later. Anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. But we just wanted to get 95% of the dusty work out of the way for this room. I know there's some filling, probably going to be some more filling on the walls, etc, etc. So yes, I probably shouldn't have done the sanding, but I thought if I do the 40 grit now, we'll get the first coats on the walls and finish doing the mistings. That way then, by the time we come to put the colour on, there shouldn't be any much, if any, more sanding to do. I know the electrician's got to come in and finish off the lights up here. Most of the sockets in here are cut out. There's a few that's got to go in here. And then I've got a wardrobe this side and a wardrobe that side to build. And that's something we're umming and ahhing about how to do. So yeah, there's that. There's still plenty in this room to do, but we've got half term in
3 weeks.
3 weeks, and I want to be able to at least reveal this room to our daughter. I was going to keep it for Christmas, but what I might well do is just put the, between now and half term, is get the whitewash this room, because I know I've got to do other things, so I'll have to move her back out, but at least she can see what the room is like, because we've kept her away from this altogether, haven't
Yeah.
we?
She's been staying downstairs.
Yeah.
Well, both of them are.
And I know she's dying to get up here and spend a night in here, so I thought that, the half term, she could come up here and, spend a night or so up here. But I can't let her stay up here until we've got the
Lights up
electrics
here.
in anyway.
Because it's not safe.
No.
Or we wouldn't feel it's right anyway.
No, we wouldn't feel it's safe, not without some form of lighting up here. I know I've got that peak light over there, but once you get up, it's coming up the stairs that
The bit was
it's the
frightening to
problem.
us.
Yeah, with there being no light there, if there's a light there, then it's not too much of a problem. And the same for coming in here. We don't want to tripping up over the beds or whatever furniture we put in here. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is leave it there and try and get between here and here with the 40 grit sanded the rest of the afternoon, and see how much further that way
You can get.
I managed to get.
And I'll show you.
Tomorrow Zoe's got to pick up the 60 grit for me. Yeah. And then I'm going to have to stop wearing shoes, I think, up here once I've finished this part of the sanding. Because I've noticed over by Zoe that just walking on here and the floor behind Zoe is making, putting dust on it. I know I can hoover it, etc. But it almost wants to be as dust free in here as we can.
It's possible for painting.
Yeah. And I think what I'm going to do is, once we've finished sanding this, before we do any other painting or anything else, I've got some proper dust sheets, and I think we'll put them down on the floor to kind of try and protect it. I know they're a pain in the backside, but at least that will keep it. I know I've got to do another sanding once, we've done the filling, etc. But that will come, I think. Yeah, it will come. In fact, we're going to be placing an order for the filling this afternoon, so that we can get that done. Yeah, so I think that's where we are. I might put you on time lapse, I might not, because I think you've seen plenty of me sanding this floor, and there will be probably a series. What should you expect? I think I'm going to talk about that in a bit, because I'm not quite sure what I expect at the minute, except for a sore back, dust in every orifice and, you know, crack in my body and places I didn't even know dust could go. So yeah, I'm going to have this coffee and then get on and finish off the sanding in here. Then I'm going to call it an evening and start sorting out Twitter and Instagram, which we now have an Instagram, a Twitter and a Facebook page. If you want to head over there, we tend to upload to Twitter and to Instagram daily. So yeah, okay.
Stay safe if you can. Why not give it a go? I'm sure you can, because if I can, anybody can. So please like, subscribe and comment, and thank you for watching.